Hello, welcome back to more Ikoku and Nikki, Journal with Witch, episode 6 now. Not quite the halfway point. I assume it is 13 episodes, if they're sort of doing this rush adaptation thing, possibly. I'm not too sure, but yeah, last episode was really great. It got me hooked on Bialystocks again. I went back and listened to their older stuff as well, and Upon You, the song that they used in the last episode, I've had on repeat like all week. It's so good, so good. Loved it so much. But yeah, it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday night. It's pretty late. I wanted to get this recorded before I hit the hay, get ready for work. But just end the week off with Koku Nikki. What else could you ask for, really? Let's just get straight into it. Let's not even mess about anymore. Episode 6.
Sayonara. Sayonara. Sayonara.
Throwing our stuff out from the house, the old house. Yeah. Like seeing her actively grieve and her different patterns of behaviour. It just makes Makio sort of reflect on herself.
朝、あなたが20歳になった時にあげようと決めて、この日記を書き始めました。あなたの名前は必ず
Journal with Witch.
新しくて美しいものという意味を込めて一生懸命考えました。どう？
Okay, wow. So the title has taken on some new meaning, huh?
あなたはいつからどうして私のことが憎くなったのだろう。そして私はあなたへの憎しみなくしても物書きになり得ただろうか。
おはよう、遅よ。
Ohayo, osayo. That's funny.
は？
学校。
夏休み。今日から。
Oh, nice. Not too nice for her, though. That's just gonna be around more.
どっか行く？
いや、仕事が。
マキオちゃんってさ、いつが休みなの？
Can she like pick and choose her own?
休みはない。
でも毎日家にいるからいつも休みみたいなもんか。ゴミっぽいのと、あとなんか書類まとめといた。
はい。どこ行くの？
She seems to be in a good
軽
mood.
音部の練習。
Yeah, she
なん
joined.
かさ、すぐに初心者がっていう先輩がいてさ。
何それ？
初心者かよ。
まね？
まあね。
これから覚えるんだっつうの。
お、それいい、それ言おう。これから覚えるんだっつうの。じゃあ行ってきます。
はい。
Oh. That was such a like sweet, normal interaction. Yeah.
いや、私が言い出したことだ。
Look at the details, man. Like, it's just really pleasant.
お昼。
So it's such a lived-in space.
ただいま。何これ？
おかえり。
おかえりじゃないよ。出てった時普通だったよね。
ああ、本当だ。はあ？30分後に片付ける。
いや、今やんなよ。
ああ、今は。
てかさ、前から思ってたけど、なんでこんなことになっちゃうの？
Yeah, that's quite
言った
impressive.
こともめちゃくちゃ忘れるし。なんでそんなこともできないの？
Yeah, she got a sister.
なんでこんなこともできないんだろう。
Ooh.
まあそう落ち込みなさんな。
大丈夫ですよ。作家さん、そういう人多いですから。まあ苦手な方は税務とかで困っちゃいますけどね。
はい、困ってます。それ 必修だったんですか。すいません、システムがよく分かってなくて。
マキオ、
just
マキオ、
life stuff, not
今聞いてた？私の話。
pretty fucking real.
あー、聞いてなかったっすね。
てめえ。
すいません。マキオ、宿題は？
マキオさん。
マキオ、
マキオ、ちょっと待って。
そんな傷つくこと？私言ってるの普通のことだよ。
私が何に傷つくかは私が決めることだ。あなたが決めることじゃない。
Very valid response, but
私はあなたの言う普
Yeah.
通ができなくて困っている。
I'm surprised Asa didn't
私は
read between the lines there,
頭の中がいつも忙しくて
with Makio in
も
particular.
のがすぐ見えなくなって、嘘が極端に苦手で、一人でいるのが心地いい。そういう風になぜか生まれた。あなたが寂しがり屋に生まれたように。それは選ぶことも咎めることもできない。あなたが私の息苦しさを理解できないように、私もあなたの寂しさを理解できない。
I'm beginning to understand a bit. It's something to have those words spoken to you, but to actually see them in real time and understand them in real time is a different sort of understanding than just absorbing what is being told to you. If that makes sense.
はい。
すみません。朝と約束してて。
今日って土曜日？
はい。ねえねえ、土曜日エミリが来てもいい？
土曜日。
Don't even say yes or
あ、
no,
どう
just
ぞ。
いい匂い。
ああ、むしゃくしゃしたんでケーキ焼いてて。
むしゃくしゃして？
ていうか朝は？
今コンビニ行って知らなかったんですか？
言われたような気もしますが、定かで
just a
は
bit
ない
out
で
of
す。
it at the moment.
これが普通のやつ。フレーバーティーが2種。黒豆茶、緑茶、玄米茶は期限切れ。あと牛乳。好きなのをどうぞ。いらないって選択肢もありです。
私が選ぶんですか？
ええ。あの子どこのコンビニまで行ってんだろう。それね。OK。
This is a cute interaction. Well, Asa's not here. Hey, we're in the other country. Oh, that's really cool. Having this. I don't even necessarily know it's from Emiri's point of view or not, if it's just something we just have as a through line, yeah.
なんで結婚しないんですか？
Damn.
してないですよね。
It's really cool that they're like continuing that with characters beyond
な
Asa.
んでとは。
なんか親がエミリもいずれ結婚するんだからとか言うんですけど。
Yeah, I guess it's just for like a kid that age, it's kind of the norm to see adults and be like, either they're married or like, why are you
してないから
not?
言うわけじゃないですけど、してたら普通、してないと変
Yeah.
ということはないですよ。もちろんしたくないと思うことも。
Yeah, things
したく
are
ない
changed,
わ
things
け
are
じゃ
different
ない
now.
けど。
Yeah, different families have different sort of viewpoints. And
あ、じゃあ好きな人はいますか？好きな人いますか？
I like Emiri a
わかんな
lot.
い。
She's fun.
いや、その友達と呼ぶ人なら。
Get his name
友達
Kasamachi.
でいい。恋人でいて嫌われるより友達に戻って嫌われないでいたいんだ。俺を遠くに置かないでくれ。
Wow.
ただいま。
They seem like a really strong pair,
今
whether it
ね
is
マ
friends
キオ
or
さんと恋
partners,
話してた。嘘、笠町くん。
like him,
笠町くんっ
Kasamachi.
て。
くんって個人的なことですから秘密です。
エミリーには話したのに。
ケーキ焼けた。
ケーキ食べたい。
少し冷めたらね。触れるくらいの暑さになったら型から出して。あ、でも冷めてた方が美味しいけど。
はーい。いい匂い。
すいません、遅れて。
お坊ちゃんだけどさ、仲良くしてやって。
Oh, that's when they first
なんだ
met.
よ、いいだろう別に。
ビールでいいか？
あ
とりあえず適当に頼んどくな。
あ、はじめまして、笠町です。
広大です。
どうも。
いえいえ、どういう感情だこれ。
Hey, that was funny. I'm really appreciating this
大丈夫でしたか？
Makio focused episode.
失礼しました。何か。
ああ、いえ、大したことではないのですが、ちょっとご提案というかご相談がありまして。
ねえ、冷めたみたい。食べる。
This truck's really cool.
どんくらい食べれる？どんくらい食べよ
違う国ですか？
ええ。ああ、いや、その辺はまた今度。
あ、すいません、お仕事中に。ではまたご連絡差し上げますので。
はい。失礼し
Foreign
ます。
land, eh?
メールの方がありがたいって言ったつもりなんだけどな。そうそうそうそうそうそうそう。
Good choice.
う。大丈夫？何回か大きい声してたけど。
大丈夫。遠野さん、弁護士の。今度朝と面談したいから連絡するって。
はーい。
刺繍？
はい。私手芸部入ったんですよ。
楽しそ
楽しいです。楽しいっていうかなんか無心？入り込んじゃって割とやばい。いろいろ忘れちゃう感じ。やばいじゃん。刺繍はやばいよ。時間解けるし。あ、もう
I like I recognize Emiri's voice actor. Not too sure though.
かくまってくれる友人。
刺繍やばいんだって。
She's craving that a bit, is she? Right now,
お好きか
with
どう
everything
か
that's going on.
全然的外れかわからないけど、
映画ですか？
あなたが誰を好きになってもならなくてもそれは罪ではないという話。あなたをかくまってくれるかもしれないから。
What if it's real? I doubt it.
私をまた難しい言葉使って私にもおすすめして。
ああ、マドマックス怒りのデスロード。
That's a good That's a good recommendation. That's so random to see that as well.
そういや結局弁当はどうなったの？
3日のローテーション。何かのきんぴら、何かの甘辛炒め、何かの肉焼き。
いいじゃん。しかも夏休みなら作らなくていいもんな。
Look, Kasamachi's post is crazy, bro. He's like proper hunched over, like me.
孤独を愛するね。
愛してる
Maybe
と
it's just the
思う。
drawing.
コースあげとネギサラダ。
うまそう。
うまいよ。
あ、どうも。ああ、これもうビールだわ。
辛っ。でもあと引く。
明るいうちから飲むのっていいよね。
うん。君も仕事置いてきたんだろ？
いや、それが全然進まなくて。お？
ん？
笠町くんってさ、筋トレしてる？
筋トレ？
割と頑張ってるでしょ、ずっと。
あ、いや、頑張るっていうか好きなんだよ。
Oh, she's
体
like
を動かすの。
started to notice
聞いて
things
くれよ。
that she doesn't usually think about.
そんなバカな。こんなに。
食べたいよ。
Yeah. Real though, he's a really good looking guy.
本当に意識高いですよねとかって。
And the voice actor doesn't
なん
help.
だろう。
意識高い。
はい、焼き餃子。
あなた昔からそういうのでそしられ、でもないな、揶揄されること多かったよね。
お坊ちゃんとかな。
頑丈そうだからいじってもいいと思われるんだよきっと。
お坊ちゃんだけどさ、仲良くしてやって。
そりゃなんだって指さされりゃ欠点のように感じるだろ
う。懐かしい。
でも君がその手のからかいに全く乗らなかったのがありがたかったんだよな。
そうだっけ？まあお坊ちゃん好きだしな。
あ？
ん？
そりゃ初耳だな。ん？
好きな人いますか？
いやいやいや。
お坊ちゃんといえば、あの若い弁護士さんはどうなんだよ。
え？
彼もお坊ちゃんっぽかったろ？
個別に面談させていただけたらと思いまして、気に障られたらあれかなと思ったのですが。
なんか勉強くんって感じ。
The other characters like interjecting in the environment.
広大さんの著作をいくつか拝読したのですが、
フィクション全く見ないんだって。
え？
それはどうもありがとうございます。
正直なところ私小説は読まないので理解はできなかったんですが、これはやはり中学生くらいの年代を対象にしていらっしゃるんでしょうか？
お読みにならないんですか、小説？
はい、全く。
全く？
映画も漫画もそういったものは全般的に。
I couldn't imagine that. That's like my entire life.
を必要としない方なんですね。
すみません。
Fiction.
いえ、いらっしゃいますから、必要でない方も。
必要ですか、物語は？なぜ？
物語は私にとってはかくまってくれる友人でした。
And it helps you navigate
特に子供の頃。
life, I feel like.
かくまう。
初めての違う国に連れて行ってくれるような。
違う国ですか？
I like the contrast of foreign lands that we've seen portrayed.
まあじゃあ君の好みでは
I'll
ない
get
な。
to it more in the discussion.
まあ。ニラと餅のやつ頼んでいい？
どれ？おう。
I was just it might not be a contrast,
どれだっけ？白菜の。
but more just similarities or
落ち
something.
着け。ダメだろ。こんなの。こんな。大事にせねば。友達だろ？ああ、ムラムラする。
Little Makios. That's funny.
この人は私が一方的に失望させて傷つけた。それをどの面下げて。笠町くんにはわかんない。
餃子食っちゃっていい？
この人に二度恋をする資格が私には。
そこの公園まで歩こうぜ。腹ごなしに。
What an unexpected episode getting here.
おい、泣くぞ。君は運動してる？
あんまり。てか全然ですね。
じゃあまた時々散歩に連れ出してやるよ。
今考えたらあの頃私足腰強かったわ。
だろ？
一人で歩いてるとさ、なんか考え事ばっかりしちゃって。たまに人と歩くと喋るからいいよね。
たまにな。
そう。よくお分かりで。
いや、理解するのに時間を要しましたよ。
コーヒー買ってくればよかった。
おお、この辺にはなさそうだな、コーヒー。
There's some tension here, whether it's romantic or sexual. There's certainly something. They both feel it. Yeah.
ごめん、嫌だったか？
嫌じゃない。っていうか、めちゃくちゃしたい。
そうなの？そりゃどうも。
もうなんかわからん。
なんだ、どうした？何がわからん？
あなたを大事に思うことと友人であることに、これはなんか泥を塗る気がして。
またいろいろ考えすぎてるな。
考 考えないで行動したら絶対後悔する。
She can't act on
考え
impulse.
なくていいよ。友達の距離感で干渉はしない。でも体は求め合う。ピンチの時には頼り合う。どうだ？
それあまりにも私がずるくない？
ずるくないよ。むしろずるいのは俺だ。俺は君を俺に頼らせたいんだ。弱い君を望んでるとかじゃなくてさ。
なんでこんなこともできないんだろう。私には人に助けてもらう価値がない。そう思ってしまう。
なんでそんな悲しいこと言うんだよ。
あ、ごめんごめんごめんごめん。
They're so sweet.
難しい。難しいよ。ただ大切にするというだけのことがこんなにも難しい。あなたさ、いい匂いするよね。出会った頃から思ってたけど。
God, the drawings are so right.
他の男はそんな匂いしないだろう。
Whoa.
違う。
違わないよ。
Wow, that episode flew by. After that park scene, I was fully expecting like a whole other segment to finish us off with, but God, that just ended there. And I'll get to that scene when I get to it, but a very pleasant Makio focus today. It's not quite as heavy and melancholic as Asa focus usually is. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like Makio approaches all this confusion and troublesome stuff and all her just confusion and like that. I don't know how else to put it. I think she approaches it in a way that's a lot more accepting than Asa does. She kind of just is like, well, this is just who I am and it's just how life is. Like, it's something I've sure got to think about, but it's not something I'm gonna dwell on or anguish over. And I think she reminisced a bit in this episode about just her and her general like way of life, and also the fact that we have a journal from Asa's mother that Makio is now hiding away. Understandably so, she'll give it to her when she's 20. But wow, and she couldn't get through it. I don't think she really. Probably a mixture of obviously not wanting to read the words from her sister, but she probably feels that she doesn't really have the right to read this. It would be intruding a bit. But I can feel a possible conflict popping up in the future related to this. Possibly Asa stumbling upon it. I'm not too sure. Also, this episode just made me really appreciate the voice cast. I do want to check Emiri's voice actor, but this has some of the best voice acting I've heard in anime. Period. Like, straight up. It's all just feels, and like I've mentioned about this show before, it all feels incredibly natural and real. The environments are lived in, the characters feel like people rather than characters, and the voice acting lends to that as well. Emiri is voiced by Sune Murahoshi. Does he voice anyone I know? She does indeed. voicing Tine from Fate Strange Fate this season. Ponko from Apocalypse Hotel. Oh, Hitoka from Haikyuu. And Yuki from I forgot the name of that show. But oh, she's Stella in H.M. Matches Bride as well, of course. Anyone else notable here? Oh, Emma from The Promised Neverland. Interesting. Oh, she's a little girl from Violet Evergarden as well, from episode 5 or 10, sorry. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, she's a great voice actor. And Emiri, I noticed this episode, even Kasamachi, obviously, Junichi Soabe, Miyuki Sawashiro, obviously. This is already one of my favourite roles of hers. And then Fukumori, the newcomer for Asa. The voice acting cast is super impressive, man. But it's not just their performances, it's the directing. The director's clearly given them as well to make these people feel like people. It's just little inflections and sounds. It hasn't got your typical sort of anime isms, I suppose, in that sense, that comes with a lot of voice acting for these kind of not grounded, but these sort of shows with, especially for high schoolers. It felt like when Emily and Asa had their conversation when they were sitting down, that felt like such a real exchange between two high school girls. How it sounded and came across, it was really impressive. Really sweet start, and Makio having to deal with Asa for the whole summer until September. Yeah, and we get this scene, a little bit of friction between them. Asa not quite picking up on Makio's sort of habits or just how she is, really. At first I was pretty surprised by that from Asa, but I suppose it's not too unlike her to sort of, because Asa's more extroverted than she seems, I feel like, and I feel like she's able to express things like this quite easily compared to what we see with her grief, where it's more she's really processing it and expressing that in different ways. So it's not really surprising to see her say something like this, but it really makes Makio sort of reminisce on all this time that she just kind of zones in and out of life, not understanding there's certain things that have to be done or should be done or supposed to have been done or be doing. These sort of things that people don't ever teach you or aren't ever taught or ingrained in you. They just it's just things that sort of you grow up and you just do, like, I don't know, like cleaning up, like that sort of what we saw there, that messy, like cleaning up after yourself. There's other things as well that just kind of come to you as you grow up and you just do, like you don't ever learn, you just end up doing them. I'm trying to think of examples, but like, I guess maybe like shaving is one of them. You just end up doing it when you kind of get to the age where you start growing hair and you just do it. Or moisturising and stuff like that. Healthcare kind of stuff is not a lot. And a lot of time you don't end up learning about that. You just end up kind of doing it. But it's different with Makio. It's sort of more socially related things, where it's societal sort of related things, where stuff like, maybe not taxes, but all these sort of mandatory things that people just know how to do and she doesn't, so it makes her feel a certain way. Or not that she doesn't, but she doesn't ever think about doing it, or it's not like, oh, I need to do this. It's like, oh, this is something I need to do, and then kind of push it to one side of your brain. I don't know. I feel like I explained that really poorly, but I can feel what the show is trying to communicate to me with Makio here. And we've seen it in how she sort of treats people, whether it's Asa or Emiri in this episode when she comes in. This was good, just like how you were born to hate being alone. Yeah, like, this is what I was trying to sort of say with, it's one thing for Makio to say this to Asa, but to Asa to sort of see it in practice and sort of see Makio pushing back against people who don't, pushing against her who doesn't put that into practice is a different thing. This is something that Asa, I don't think, will, it's possibly something she'll end up doing again, but not intentionally, and not certainly not maliciously, or maybe she might do it maliciously, knowing that it's something that she can use against Makio, but I'm not thinking too much into it now at this point. But she's certainly aware of it now, of Makio's feelings and the way of doing things, and how those need to be respected, even if you might not be able to understand them. And it's a cool way to just show her understanding that by just helping her clean up here. She doesn't have to say anything. And then because I like the little bed head she has. It's very cute. That's another thing, is that she remembered Asa asking whether Emiri can come around, but she never actually, like, stuck it to memory. Like, now that the day's come, she would have woke up, seen it was Saturday, but not thought that, didn't relate that to Saturday, if that makes sense. And we get a cute little interaction. I hope we do get more interaction between these two. I feel like Emiri was a bit refreshed by this interaction. It felt like getting to choose her own tea, and then we get the little foreign land, the little other countries section again. Very sweet. Looks like a sort of Scandinavian vibe, maybe, with the sort of the get up and the lake. But it's very obvious it's foreign. It's cool seeing this depiction beyond Asa as well. I didn't realise it was going to be something that we'd see from other characters. And yeah, this whole like feeling of having to get married is something that I feel like is becoming less and less sort of mandatory, I suppose. It feels like in our society now, marriage feels more like something that you might want to do just for the benefits of it being in paper and in name, and those benefits that possibly come with that. It's not a practice that is as I don't say common, because it absolutely is very common for people to get married, but it's no longer as uncommon for people just not to, because why not? Why not? Why I want to spend all this money on marriage? It's not like, I think a binding sort of contract by a law between relations of humans is quite scary. It's no matter how much you love someone, I think it's quite scary. But yeah, it was nice to see this scene, seeing them both so emotional and vulnerable, but openly discussing it. I've never got the impression that their relationship was ever toxic or abusive or unhappy in any way. Or if it was unhappy in this sort of sense, it was discussed and talked out and resolved, whether that being them breaking up or other means. I love their dynamic so much, Makio and Kasamachi. It's a really unique feeling. And we sort of get the Makio wanting to escape here, and ends up sending this message. But certainly doesn't end up regretting it by the end of the episode. I mean, look at that smile. Like, it's nice to get more. We sort of had the whole stuff of Asa and her friends in the previous few episodes, and now we're getting Makio's side of things too. Yeah, I like this. I was gonna explore. I said something about a foreign land and how it was portrayed, but I've forgotten where I was going with that. Oh yeah, I suppose it was Makio talking about how it felt like a foreign land with fiction and getting into fiction, and how that completely enraptured her. But on Asa's side, her, or even Emiri, we got her viewing these interactions and these environments as foreign, that as a foreign land there. Like while Asa and Emiri, for example, are living in these foreign lands, Makio is living in these fictional foreign lands, if that makes any sense. Like, there's a different sort of living there for both of them, and what it means to picture something as like foreign or not understanding it. And I think that might be a key sort of difference between Asa and Makio. But really random Mad Max Fury Road shout. Honestly, if you ask me, Mad Max Furiosa is better, but they're both very cool movies. And then we get a whole like 8 minutes or so of Kasamachi and Makio, which is super pleasant. Their dynamic feels just so real and fresh and just so genuine. It's oftentimes you get friends in series, established friends in anime, and you just kind of the only reason you believe they're friends is because the show sort of told you that, oh, I've known this person for so many years, or these are my friends that I've known for so long. It's not often that you get a depiction of whether it's friendship or love, romance, that feels just so like, you can feel the chemistry between these two on-screen characters that aren't even real. It's like in a movie when you can feel the chemistry between actors in a movie. You can feel it here. It's hard to sort of describe the feeling. It's sort of that arises in me when I watch these two together. Is not a very tangible sort of thing. Also, I loved them, just these characters related to them interjecting in the conversation in Makio's mind. That's sort of like how sort of messy her sort of mind is right now. And you could just tell the whole interaction, she was just kind of falling in love with him again. But she feels like because she was the one to end it, she doesn't have the right to sort of continue that relationship again. And whether they do or not, they have such a healthy dynamic now when they're not together. Whether they get together again or not, I feel like either way, they have a really sort of special bond and like a relationship to treasure, whether it is our romantic angle, whether it's just a friendship with some benefits on the side. It's not really a relationship that I can sort of put into a box of is this or that. I can't really say they're friends with benefits. I can't say they're friends. I can't say they're lovers. They just exist as like two really genuine and special, or two genuine and special people that have such a genuine and special relationship together. Like, it's the kind of relationship where nothing could tear them apart. Even after what happened, they have these moments like this, and we get the whole park scene at the end. And honestly, if I was Makio as well, I would also fall in love with him again as well, because this guy, he's gorgeous, he's funny, he's got a great voice, he's like caring. I can't blame Makio at all here. He's super cool, Kasamichi. He's the kind of dude that probably, as Asa is sort of experiencing, you look up to as a child. Even I feel myself sort of looking at this guy like, wow, this is just a cool guy. Like, wouldn't it be great to be like this guy? Huh? It's such an intimate scene at the end here. Something that Makio's initially quite scared of, or is something that she's not willing to accept from her own feelings, is this intimacy and this feeling of wanting Kasamichi in this way, despite everything that happened. Do I keep saying his name wrong? I need to burn his Kasamachi, not Kasamichi. If I can remember that name. I feel like there's just a lot of words that are similar to that. Just him playing with her hair, then we get it leaning on her, we get it on the opposite way, like here, playing with her hair, then she's leaning on him, and then we get this line. This line from Kasamachi. Like, even I was like, oh, fucking hell, like, heart skipped a beat there, like, damn. I can certainly see why Makio fell for him, and then fell for him again. Like, wow. I mean, look at the, not to be that guy, but look at the drawings here, like, they're so, like, the neck, is the clothing, man, like, what a show, what a fucking show, guys. I'm jealous of either of them, or both of them. That's Ikoku Nikki episode 6. I'm going to preface this at the start of the next video, but I will be going to Japan later on this month, so for like almost 3 weeks. So there won't be any Ikoku Nikki videos during that time. There are other stuff I got planned to be uploaded during that time, meaning Chihei Afurio, but in terms of the weekly Ikoku Nikki episodes, unfortunately I won't be watching them until I get back home and binge them all together. Probably upload like 3 eps or at once, maybe, or 4. But yeah, like I said, I'll preface this at the start of the next video anyway, because I understand not a lot of people that watch the Ikoku Nikki reactions are probably watching right now, which is fine. I'm the same when I watch reactions. A lot of the time I end up just watching the reaction. It always depends on the person I'm watching, whether I'm interested in the discussion or not. And if you aren't interested in the discussion, you're not even going to be here to listen to this, so why am I even saying it? So yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.